Hello there, YouTube. We're going to start on a new project today. And I wanted to show you how to go about using clothes from the thrift store to make quilts. These are a bunch of shirts that I got. It's all different colors. They're all cotton. And I'm going to take all the tags off of them, toss them in the washing machine, and when they are all nice and clean, I will bring you back. Look at this one. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That's so pretty. That's a solid one. So once they are all washed, I will bring you back and we will cut them up. So I will see you back here shortly. Okay, YouTube. These are all fresh out of the dryer. So I'm going to start breaking them down into fabric. We'll start with this one here. I'm going to use a small ruler.
How many lumps do you want?
Oh, 3 or 4.
But this is the side seam here. It's double stitched. This is the back. Once again, it's double stitched. So you know what that means. That means that this strip will go into my woven block pile. I go all the way up to the armpit seam. And if the cut is a little off, it's okay because it'll fray nicely in our woven blocks. Okay, that's one seam. And in case you want to use scissors, all I'm doing is going to the left of the seam and I'm just pulling straight up. Okay, so here we have a nice strip for our woven block. This side has chain stitching on it. So it looks interesting. Just go up to the armpit seam. Okay, there's another strip. And a lot of times you can cut quicker if you take an edge of the material and just lay it over the edge of the table and hold it with your stomach, and then it's nice and taut so it will cut easy for you. I believe this is called the yoke. So I'm cutting just below that seam. There's usable fabric in there, but for right now I'm worrying about the back, side, and the sleeve, because that will give me the most fabric in the easiest way. These things do work, or you can use them on fidget quilts, like if the shirt has pockets or if it has pretty snaps. Okay. There is the back. I'll give that a quick iron. And there is a small seam here. Some shirts have wider hems, some have thinner ones. You can opt to use this in your woven blocks, or you can just cut it off. I will cut it off. And again, I'm just putting the edge of the fabric over the table. I'm leaning into it with my belly, and that becomes my third hand. Now these bias seams are good for curved woven blocks like this one, because they will easily bend and go around. Now, cut it apart. Let me move the camera back. I am going to cut off all these extra buttons and this button section. And we'll do a front, and then we'll do a sleeve, and then you will have gotten the general gist of how I do it, so you can do it yourself. These curved pieces work really good if you want to make the round woven block that I showed you. There's the sleeve. And this has a really nice cuff. It has 3 buttons in it. So that'd be a lot of fun to play with. And I also cut off this section, and if you go back to my fidget quilt series, you'll see how I sewed these down so they could be played with. So we'll cut the cuff off. If you are acute at observing things, you'll notice that this shirt disappeared rather quickly. I was recording before, doing all of these things, and the camera froze. So none of it. I got 21 minutes of recorded hung photo, or hung video. So that was fun. Changes this away. So you can sew that down, and a person can play with the button and button it and unbutton it. All those fun things. This seam up here works real well in the circle woven block. That certainly saves time when that works. There's another seam. Again, it's bias, so it'll work on the round ones. Let me give this a quick press. Okay, I'm going to cut this off. And I'll be able to get some 2.5 inch squares out of that. One or two 2.5 inch strips out of that. Gotta keep checking the camera, make sure it doesn't freeze on me. we might get 1 square, 1 or 2 squares out of that. And then we get all of this. And I have another sleeve here to cut up. So that is how you break down a cotton shirt from the thrift store into jelly roll pieces, 2.5-inch strips. And I'm going to be using 2.5-inch by 4.5-inch strips for my next quilt project. It's called a potato chip block, and no, you can't just make one. It becomes addicting, and you can make them pretty large. They seem to flow together very nicely, and they grow very easily as well. So I'm going to finish cutting this up, and I will come back when I have more of the shirts cut up.